there, welcome back. As you can see, there's no background this week, but you do have it in 4K. 4K. And you know, with a wide angle lens to make me look more close to you and more intimate. The reason why I'm using a 4K camera is because I'm going to talk about 4K today, and also I don't want to have a background that's in like very low definition with even 4K in front, so I thought I'd better just do these videos just in 4K and just leave it as background as it is. It's also very warm, so I don't want to put tons of lights on me. This 4K video is a kind of it's a follow-on from my 4K collection video I did a few weeks ago. Because I thought that when I did that, I felt like I hadn't quite explained 4K the way I wanted to, so I thought I'd do another video to explain what I think of it and the plus and minuses of it. The big thing about 4K is it's inevitable. It's what most of the new TVs are. When you buy a new TV, you're probably going to get a 4K TV because it's a new one, and they're starting to become affordable. So they're no longer in the range of TVs that cost £1,000. They're now what the normal TVs cost you. So you'll end up getting a 4K TV to start with anyway. So that's just the way it is. So that's inevitable. You're going to get a 4K TV just when you buy a new TV. It's just the way it goes. And then 8K will come out in about 10 years probably. They've already got some, but it's so far in advance. There's no one's ever going to buy anything for a while. I mean, we had about 4K years ago and it was too advanced, too expensive, so no one got them. And they're renting it now in a level of people can get them, and they're now making discs for them. They now have streaming for 4K in certain places like Netflix. If you spend more money, you can get everything in 4K. You know, I don't know why you would want to do that, but a lot of stuff in Netflix, most of it's not good enough visually to really put the cost for 4K, so I never bothered. The 1080p for Netflix is still quite good, so I never bothered with 4K. I don't watch enough of it to do that. You can buy stuff in Amazon streaming that's 4K as well. There's not that much there yet, it's still kind of bare. And the discs are kind of bare at the moment. They're still kind of... They're building up the collection now of things they're putting out, but there's a lot of trash, really. And that's the big thing with 4K. There's a lot of trash out there that's... It's not the titles that a lot of us want in 4K that would make a lot of like collectors jump up and start buying 4K machines, 4K TVs. Because Blu-ray is actually a very good format and you don't really need to update. I mean, that's the thing. Blu-ray is so good that it's like, it looks beautiful. The picture quality is great. The colour's great. The depth is wonderful. It's such a big jump up from standard definition that you don't really need to go much further than that. You're fine with Blu-ray. That's the thing that 4K has got going against it, is the same way the mass audience were okay with SD, and then when they went to Blu-ray, most of them didn't go. But what they did was they bought the TVs and just went on streaming rather than buying the Blu-rays. Now with the 4K discs, even the collectors aren't jumping over as quickly as people thought they would. And that's really because there's nothing there for them. I mean, there's really nothing there. I mean, my collection, you saw my video, you've got 2001 Apocalypse Now. The Shining's out, I'll get The Shining at some point. Those are the only must-haves that I know that I've got in 4K. There's other ones that are good films. I got The Big Lebowski in 4K. You don't need that in 4K. I just got it, it was in sale and I wanted it, but it looks very nice. But you don't need it. It doesn't take away from the films, just having it in Blu-ray. It's the same with a lot of other films. I've got Die Hard in 4K. You don't need it in 4K. It looks very nice in 4K, but you don't need it. You know, there's very few big films. Like Criterion is not going to 4K yet. Arrow hasn't gone to 4K. You know, BFI or Eureka Master Cinema, none of them have gone to 4K. They might master a lot of stuff in 4K now. A lot of them, you said, remastered in 4K, which means they've got to remaster for when 4K discs become a big thing. They can put out the 4K discs. So they're very remastered stuff. Because a lot of the Sony things, they remastered it in 4K. They released it on 1080p Blu-ray, but also when 4K discs came in, they re-released it on 4K as well. So they did a dual thing really. That's what a lot of people are doing now, is like they're investing in the 4K restorations, but they haven't quite released them in 4K. I mean, Arrow did stuff like Carrie and things like that in 4K restorations, so that if it upgrades at some point, they can upgrade it. They've got the remaster there already. But most of the titles haven't. Most of the titles you really want aren't in 4K yet. I mean, I've only got like 2 films I think that are in actual foreign languages: Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Shadow. I mean, there's a lot of. I love buying stuff from Asia. There's not much there from Asia yet that's in 4K that we can see that's with subtitles, so we can actually enjoy the film. It's just not happening yet. It's just not been invested in. What you get is mainstream films. You get the Marvel films. You get Star Wars. You know, you're getting Jaws soon. You get all that stuff. Every so often you get an older film like Scarface or Schindler's List or Casino or Goodfellas, things like that. They're starting to come out now. But mainly it's superhero films. Mainly it's big blockbusters, you know, with massive special effects. That's what they're releasing. But that's what you normally get when a new format comes out. You normally get the big blockbusters and the new releases as they come out. So at the moment you've got stuff, utter trash stuff like that most recent Robin Hood, which is apparently awful. Apparently it's a great 4K transfer, far beyond the actual quality of the film. You know, that's the kind of thing that's kind of annoying. But that's just the way it is. So you don't get like Solaris, you get Robin Hood. That's a big down point of 4K just now. That's why I think a lot of people aren't buying it. I never bought it for years. It was out for a couple of years before I actually bought it. And that's because I needed a new TV. That was really it. I had a few 4K discs, but that was mainly a case of I bought them because I was buying the final cut of Apocalypse Now came out, so I thought I'll just buy the 4K version. So you get the Blu-ray and the 4K together. It was only another $5, and that means I was future-proofing it. And I bought the 3D Battle Angel Alita. You got the 4K with the 3D. I did a couple of films there, but that was it. That's all I really had. There was nothing. I wasn't really going into 4K or anything. It didn't really interest me that much. It was just at a certain point, I knew I needed a new TV. My TV was, I had it for a while. I used it a lot. It was time to upgrade really to a new TV. And the TVs were getting very affordable, so I upgraded. I also needed a new player because my Blu-ray player was starting to really, it wasn't working as well as it should, so I needed a new player. So I ended up during Christmas sales, I was buying a player. I just bought a 4K player because it was in sale, so you could get that and some free discs with it, some free 4K discs with it. So I thought, I'll do that because they can play Blu-rays and DVDs fine and 3D things. So that was fine for me. So I just got it because it didn't cost that much more than an actual Blu-ray discs player. So I just never bothered. So it's a gradual thing for me. I wasn't like that. I wasn't like I must suddenly buy everything in 4K. It was like, no, it was gradual. Like I bought the player first. I knew I was getting a new TV. I had to get a new TV, and then gradually I started buying discs. Even when I still had the older TV, I bought some discs just future-proof and knew I was going 4K at a certain point. Now 4K, I've kind of went to all the downsides of 4K here to start with. I wanted to actually I didn't want to just say, oh, this is amazing, and not talk about the downside. The downside is the library. That's the downside of 4K just now. The library's pretty shoddy. There's not much there, really. And the thing is, when you've got a 4K TV and a 4K player, you upscale, all your stuff gets upscaled. So Blu-ray being upscaled in 4K TV looks gorgeous. The colours are more vibrant. It just looks more beautiful. It just feels much more like it's taking the disc to the peak of what the disc can go to when you see it there. And so that's what's beautiful about it. It's just gorgeous. So even if you actually upgrade, your Blu-ray discs look great. A lot of your really old, a lot of your like Criterions and things just look gorgeous. I watched some of the Bergman black and white films after I'd upgraded, and they looked stunning. They really looked stunning. I mean, one thing I should say is I bought a 8K wire, so I got the best wire between the player and the TV, just to get the best out of it, really. Getting a good wire is really important, because I started off a bad wire, and I realised I need to upgrade that as well. You end up upgrading lots of stuff once you start. But the library is the worst bit, but even if you're upgrading naturally, the upscaling from Blu-ray discs, even DVDs, a lot of DVDs look gorgeous compared to what they would normally, because they've been upscaled, and a lot of them can look gorgeous. Some of them can look really bad. Depends what the mastering was like on the disc in the first place, of course. But that's one of the things, is that upscaling does look gorgeous. I mean, there's so much nice stuff when you upscale it. It just looks so beautiful. I mean, I think if you remember how the jump from when you went to Blu-ray, when you saw your DVDs upscaled, it's that kind of same level where it's like, it just looks better on the, when you played DVDs on the Blu-ray disc, it just looked better, even though it was still the same disc. It's the same way with Blu-rays to 4K. They just look nicer and better and cleaner, and you see all the details a lot more. It feels more vibrant. It's just got more of a kick to it. And that's the same, really, with 4K discs themselves. When you play a 4K disc, what you're really getting is intensity of the image and better sound. Like the sound, I have a sound bar, and the sound in a 4K disc is just better, it's crisper. There's just more to it, it just feels a fuller experience, and you engage you more in what you're watching. And I don't even have a very good sound bar. It's a fairly cheap one, but I can tell the difference from a Blu-ray to a 4K player of the disc. I mean, just in the sound woofer, it just sounds much fuller, and it's more information. Also, visually, it really packs more of a punch. Visually, you get a lot more for your money with 4K. It is just, the detail is just beautiful a lot of the time. The shadows are more fuller. Everything's more defined. The depth has a... It's not just there's more depth, it's actually the details and the depth are all beautiful. And you just see more in what you're looking at. And it feels more like the world feels fuller, and every little detail in the background is much clearer, which makes you feel more involved in the world. It's just bringing more from the actual negative. So if you actually get a film shot on film rather than video, it looks great. I mean, if you look at something like Dunkirk looks really nice in Blu-ray. On 4K, it looks gorgeous. I mean, the shots with the planes, the IMAX shots of the planes as they're going through the air, you can see the clouds in so much detail in a way that's almost like as good as an eye can see. You really feel the IMAX element really been pushed out to the max in this thing. You know, 2001, they're using models, but the shadows and models are so much more high definite. There's so much more depth to them. The models feel fuller. They feel less like models and more like the objects they're meant to be, because you can see the small details of the shadows, and you can feel the weight of the what the ship is meant to be, and the speed of it. It's much clearer. It just works better, but it works in a way that it's not getting in the way of what's there. The one thing that suffers from 4K is CGI. CGI really can suffer if it hasn't been done well, or if it's an older film. You can see the drawings a lot easier. It's the same with a video game. You go up a generation of video game, you can see all the little drawings of the older generation if it's been remastered or something. You can just see it looks blockier, and CGI looks blockier in the in 4K for an older film. So what I find is it feels more stylized. Ultimately, if you switch your mind to the idea it's not realism, it's stylization, it's fine. I mean, it's sort of watching every Harryhausen film now. It's never going to look real, There's a stylization, so you get used to it. But even then, there's still some really bad ones, some really bad CGI out there. And it does look like, it does feel separate, a bit more separate from the film. So bad CGI becomes really apparent pretty quickly. Better CGI helps. I mean, there's some films like King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong. It's, me, I like it, you don't, I like it, but a lot of people don't. It's so stylized in the first place that even though the CGI now looks more CGI than it did before, it doesn't really hurt the film that much because it was a stylized film to begin with, so it doesn't really feel like it's out of place. When a film was meant to be more on realistic base and the CGI now suddenly pops out a bit more, then that's where it becomes a bit more of a problem. But where 4K really works is nature documentaries, films that have been shot naturally, they don't have a lot of post-production tinkering. You can just see the depth of the image a lot more, you can just see the actor's face in more detail, the shadows, the layers of shadow in a DP will put in that you would never see in a VHS or a DVD because it's just, they didn't have the detailing to actually see it. Now you can see it, now you can see why this shot took 2 hours to set up. Now you can see it in 4K. A lot more you can see it in Blu-ray. Now of course, makes it much more of a collector's delight, but it's a luxury item. It's not necessary. I mean, 4K is not necessary in any way. It's a luxury thing, but if you like that kind of thing, if you adore watching a film and seeing all the lighting details, 4K is the way to go, especially for older films where you can see the depth a lot more. You can see the model work, like in the Tim Burton Batman, you can actually see all the model work. It looks a bit more model-like than it did before, but you can really appreciate all the work they put into these models in the first place and how the craftsmanship worked, and again, it makes the film feel like its own world even more. So it works fine for that. Some CGI films later on don't work as well because they can look flat. But if the director and the CGI people put the effort in the first place to make it look good, to make it look layered, and basically not just have all CGI and have like some practical work, some CGI, doesn't look so bad. It's fine. I mean, the Spider-Man films from Sam Raimi look fine. You know, they're obviously older films compared to what you see nowadays, but they look fine. There's not a problem with them. Even though there's a lot of CGI, there's not a real problem because the CGI was done so well that it doesn't matter. Other films age worse. I heard the Star Wars prequels aged pretty bad because there's so much CGI in that one, but I haven't seen them. So, but that's the big problem is CGI ages worse. But to be honest, people that watch my videos, I'm not going to be watching a lot of those kind of films, really. You'll be probably want to know much more about what's 4K doing for, like, Night and Fog or something like that. In black and white, it looks gorgeous in 4K. Black and white, you can really, the layers of light pop so well. You know, I'm really like dying to see like older films being put out in CGI, or CGI in 4K, just for the layer colouring. Because there's such a thing called HDR in 4K, which is basically it pops the colours more. So films with that in them, the colour depth is much more precise, and you can get more of a bang for your buck watching it. And it means something like a Technicolor film would probably look gorgeous. An old Hammer film, like from the 50s, would probably look gorgeous because the HDR would really pop in that thing, in those films. Even in black and white, the layers of black, layers of grey, layers of white are much more defined, and it just makes the film more intense. And that's what the big thing with 4K does for me, is it's more intense. It feels more intense watching the film. Like a cheesy action movie feels more intense because you're seeing all the details more. So when things come at you, it feels much more like a threat. You know, if you're watching a drama with all the different colour schemes, it feels you more into the film. You feel much more like you're seeing it the way it was meant to be seen. It's not like a major. It's an upgrade of intensity rather than any massive new shine to film. It's not a game changer for any film. It's just that you can see more details of the natural filmic process that was created to make the film. That's what you're getting. That's what you're buying. So it is a niche market thing, really, because most people don't care. But if you're a collector, this is a gift for you. And if you're not a collector, you probably won't care either way, really, because Blu-ray looks very nice, and the HD you get in most streaming services look really nice, so it doesn't matter to you, and you'll be fine with what you've got. If you like the films that are more stylized, that's where 4K really comes in. Like I watched Colour Out of Space, the Richard Stanley film. That's got tons of colours. It looks amazing in 4K. It's so gorgeous. It doesn't even use HDR in this one, but it's so gorgeous. It's so nice looking. And I don't think it'd be the same experience watching it in 1080p. I think the colours pop so much more because of they're using there's so much more of the image to use. And it's just beautiful. And it's just the big shame at the moment is the films that really need this, really, like the Pearl Pressburger films, like the old-fashioned Technicolor films, all the Asian films where they use a lot more colours, really, because American films tend to be kind of desaturated and kind of greyish, and they go for naturalism, where other countries tend to have more of a colour scheme. And those are the films you really want to see in 4K. And they're not available yet. But hopefully they'll get there. Those are the ones I'm really looking forward to. And the stuff like the Kubrick films that are starting to come out. You know, a lot of the old masters, would be really nice to see them in 4K. You know, some of the David Lean films are coming out in 4K as well, like Bridge Over Kwai. You'll get some Spielberg films in 4K. It's slowly expanding, but it's not there yet. Anyway, I mean, you do get some old action, 80s action stuff like Predator in 4K, which looks very nice because you see all the grain in this one, you see the age of the film, but it doesn't matter, it makes the film feel better because you see all the detail, but you're seeing some of the grain too. The grain was always there, so it doesn't matter. So, there's a lot of films where now they don't try and hide the grain of any older film, they just let it be. They try and make it not dominant, but they try and let you know that it's there. And it's wonderful. You get to see an old film's an old film. So to me, 4K is a big plus. You don't need it, but it's very nice for your collection. If you're a collector of like foreign films mainly, you won't need to upgrade yet. But if you buy the TV and you buy the player, your Blu-rays will look a lot nicer. Now you can just buy them as the titles come out. If you're into all sorts of films, 4K is probably a good thing to move up to. They're starting to release stuff now, a bit more, and hopefully in a year or two, if people keep buying them, they'll release more films that we kind of like, really. It'll probably take a while, just like Blu-ray took a while to get the good stuff. It'll be the same with 4K. It's just the way it goes. Where basically half the films you really want come out as the next generation starts. Like we just get Qui-Gon and Blu-ray over here in Britain, and 4K is already out, and it's like, should you just release it in 4K while you were doing it because it's such a colourful film? You know, those are the breaks for film collectors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I explained 4K better now than I did before. I even shot it in 4K. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it can answer some questions you might be thinking about upgrading or not upgrading. You should if you want. If you want a better quality, you should, but there are limitations. There's a big thing for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back soon with some more videos. Right, bye for now.